a new game.
Sure.
Maybe like 1 or 2 more, and then you can maybe relax with some Warcraft action.
Sure.
It's pretty exhausting probably for you.
Do I want to move um, E7 to E5 or just go straight back to back with D7
You have
to
a new game
D5?
already? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, new
Ah,
game.
now you played D4, right?
Yeah. So,
Played D4. So usually the main move is like knight F6. This is the main move, but there's also like D7, D5, which would make sense. It's like similar to E4, E5 because you put pawns next to each other. So I think feels like both moves like a lot of sense. It depends what you like.
I'll try the knight for now,
Yeah.
and then the pawn can always move
Because
forward.
the idea of
Finish
knight
him.
F6 is here in this case to cover E4, so you can't play E4. This is the main idea, just to understand. Because it's also a move which covers the center. It's not like that you play knight F6 and you just don't go with the pawn and stuff like this. You just prevent him playing E4, right? So it's a move in the center, so it's pretty fine. And this is basically, if you play now next move E6, now here,
Yeah.
it's called Nimzo, because your last opponent was like called Nimzo. Yes, his name was Nimzo, and Nimzo is like
Oh, I'm
a
thinking of
opening
doing
in
it.
chess. Yeah, yeah. You go E6 and then you have like Nimzo Indian. Yeah. Ah, you played knight C6. This is a tango variation.
Oh
Tango
no,
variation.
this is getting out of hand.
Now you play the tango variation. Yeah, it's also one of the lines. The 2 knights lines you play. And now you can play like D5, then you have the Chicorin. And if you play like E6, you have the Tango line. And it's a pretty awesome line, to be honest.
Let's try that because at least I'm protecting that with a knight.
Yeah, because otherwise, if you don't play like now the pawn moves, like D6 or E6, then you're gonna push D5, and your knight has kind of no
Yeah,
way
I'm
to get
falling
back,
behind.
right? Yeah, you're falling behind, right? Right. Yeah. So yeah, it's good way to play D5 here. And then maybe later on play E6, and then you get out the bishops. That's why always you play usually the pawns in the middle, because then you can also get out your bishops and your queen and so on. Yeah.
I have to kill that pawn though, don't I, with my knight? Surely I
Yeah,
can't.
with your knight probably. I mean, there's also possibility with the queen, but makes much more sense with the knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the drawback I would say on D5 is now he could push E4, and then you have some troubles with your knights. That's why it's better usually to push the pawns in the center, because E4, and then you need always to retreat because your knight is has much more value than a pawn.
Yeah.
So you get pressured back, kind of. Probably will play E4, but let's see. Let's see what he's doing. Might be interesting what he's doing, to be honest. But I mean, usually next move would be like for you, like bringing out the bishop or bringing out like the e-pawn to get also the castle done. Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to move the e-pawn usually always, otherwise you can't get castle. I mean, there's the other way to bring out your bishop. It's like with g6, bishop g7. This is called like the fianchetto bishop, like a bishop which is placed on g7, which is have a huge diagonal, like g6, bishop g7. So now he is a very tricky player, to be fair. Now you can't move the e-pawn, he's pinned, yeah? Because if you move like the e-pawn now, what's happening then? Maybe I'm gonna ask you first.
Well, I'm gonna lose my queen.
Exactly. So
So
that's why you can't move your e-pawn,
just looks
because
like the
yeah.
F pawn has to move forward one just to threaten that bishop now.
That's a possibility to get rid of the pin. But mention yeah, just remember, if you move like the f pawn, it's weakening your king. So
I can
usually you
still kill
don't
that
like,
bishop though, whatever he does, and then I can also get my
yeah.
bishop out.
But
So
there's another way to kill it, kind of, not with f6, but there's another pawn which you can kind of
what,
try to.
H7?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's much better to use that pawn because, yeah, usually you don't want to play like f pawn because it's really weakening your king. So try not to play the f pawn as. And now, how can you treat his bishop? Let's
Well,
get rid of this guy.
maybe G5.
Yeah, g5, for instance. Yeah, exactly. This would be a nice opportunity here. And now also you have the option to take his bishop, for instance, and also you get up. You can develop your bishop, right? You get some space for your bishop.
Yeah.
So if he's trading you like this, I mean like bishop g5 and some pins, you try always to attack with pawns, which does not weaken your structure. Yeah, but now he played a bad move, g3. He should have played bishop g3, because now you just captured the piece, right? So you're really doing well now here. Well, let's see.
Well, his knight's no longer protecting d4, so I don't know whether to move my knight forward and take that pawn. But then that queen's getting a bit carried away. She could just take it if she wanted. It does bring it out.
Exactly. If you take the pawn, yeah, the queen takes, yeah, and then you don't have. But maybe you can pressure the pawn here, yeah. I think the next move is a good idea to pressure pawn. How can you do that?
Well, I could move e now because he doesn't have the bishop. So
yeah, for example, yeah.
If I move the e7 to e5.
Yeah, you can do that, yeah. Why not?
Let's give it a go.
Makes a lot of sense. You're also preparing kind of bishop b4 check, which is very annoying to him because he can't really escape with his king here. Because king is kind of stuck there on e1. So e5 is a pretty good move because, it's opened up every diagonal for you. And, yeah, you got his black bishop.
Right.
I think in Warcraft now they implemented this Elo ranking, yes, and in chess you have also this Elo ranking. I think it's related from chess.
Yeah, War3 Champions. I think they've taken a lot of that from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of like the different leagues, etc.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense.
I'm just gonna go aggressive. Screw him.
What did he play? I didn't see it yet. Yeah.
Like
you played kind of also aggressive. You played like e4, attacking your knight. Yeah, you played like a move in the between. Yeah, like bishop e4. It's nice. What would you do now? Bishop g4. Bishop g4. Yeah. The problem is it's not covered, right? It's not protected. I mean,
it ain't protected, but he don't care. It's on a suicide mission.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now he's queen. So she moved down. I'm getting a bit suicidal.
Just took it, yeah. Yeah, but now you can force him to bring out his king. This would make a lot of sense here, I think. Because now the queen left.
Should I use my bishop then, just to sacrifice him? Because if the king wants to take out the bishop, he's got to move forward onto the board.
Yeah, exactly. And bringing out the king, usually in the center, is not that good because your queen is still there. So I think he's also here now in deep trouble. King on d2. But you have to play anyway, queen takes d2, because otherwise you just want a knight here. So he needs to go forward here.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes it's also important just to see, okay, what is this threat, and then just do something against it, because he has here a threat. So it's an easy way to get a good move here.
You have to think about so much, it's painful. Because I'm thinking about every move that he's making, but it's too much. I can't handle it. That's why I get aggressive.
Well, maybe just think about what he's threatening. I think that's more important.
Right. So his queen went down there.
Yeah.
I can protect that. I can protect that. So his queen can't move too far down my board, as far as I can tell. If I move the pawn to take and his queen went down there. If I move that pawn forward, that forces the queen to then make a move. But she could just move out of its way. She can't go down there. The thing is...
But what is his threat, basically? What is his threat?
His threat?
Yeah, his threat, yeah.
What, from me? Or what's he doing to me? I'm worried about what his queen is doing. To you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, he wants to capture something.
Oh, he could take my knight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the big threat. Of course, if you attack the queen, he has to move the queen. That's true. That's true. He can't take your
I'm just gonna go
knight,
here
but
then. I'm gonna back off like a coward.
yeah. But sometimes moves back are even good in chess because now you're attacking in the same way, right? You go back and you attack the queen.
Yeah.
And if he goes to g7, you have a really nice, yeah, like catching the queen because queen is like stuck there. But let's see what he's doing. What I'm talking about is like queen g7, like queen 3 moves into your camp. And but the queen is stuck there, so you can just catch her there.
Could move my queen to d4, depending on what he does.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You
That
can do this
forces
basically
the
because
king to
it's
do something,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
gives my queen another chance to move. Maybe if the queen moved from d4 to to e4, my knight's still protecting it,
yeah,
so
exactly.
I could take out his queen.
Yeah, it's true. He can't basically do a lot against because queen is under attack. Then it's kind of forced. Yes, he has to move the queen. Then you take on d4 check. It's also forced. He needs to play the king, and then you take on e4. So he can't do a lot about it. It's like
I
a
want to move that
combination.
queen now.
That's why knight f6 was a very strong move.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
He says hello, misclick. I don't know what to say. I'll just say sorry about misclick.
What happened?
He said hello and then misclick. I just noticed the text
Misclick.
at the bottom right.
I think he played g3. This was a misclick probably because maybe g3 was talking about g3 maybe.
I don't know if you have enough ability in this to sort of go back or allow the opponent to go back and move or not. But if I was to, I mean, what's that? That just protects.
I wanted to make maybe yeah.
I'm gonna threaten that bishop now. I don't think the bishop's doing anything to annoy me just yet, apart from maybe trying to go for my king in a moment. But I can move the king, and I don't think I'm in threat. So if I move, yeah, no, I'm okay. He can't move the bishop because it's checkmate, isn't it? He's
Yeah,
kind of hasn't he
exactly.
screwed himself over in a
Yeah,
way?
it's like a pin kind of called. It's a pin. Yeah, you can't move the bishop here. But knight b4 is a very nice move because you're pressuring d3. And basically here also you can. Which side would you go with the castle side? I mean, which side would you go?
I think the right side seems safest.
Yeah, exactly. This would be a very good move as well because you're bringing your king into safety, and also you kind of bring the rook to d8, which is pressuring d3, right? And d3 is kind of weak here. He's in serious troubles here. But knight b4 is a very nice move. I like it.
Yeah, actually, the d8 castle is pretty sick because that just goes straight
Yeah,
up.
yeah, it's a straight up attack. Yeah, it's very strong. I mean, he can play like something like knight f5, attacking your queen. This would make a lot of sense, knight f5 here. But then you can also move your queen then. It's not a big deal for him. I mean, also you have some kind of threats, yeah? Because he has some weaknesses which are not protected here. So let's see what he's gonna do.
I can see like 2 to 3 moves ahead on certain units, but I can't really think much further ahead than that. And that's
It's already very good to have like 3-4 moves ahead. But can you imagine them if you like see them?
well,
At
I'm
the
trying to
position?
see it. That's it. And
Yeah,
the more
try.
you do, the blurrier it gets
Yeah.
for what every other unit is doing.
Okay, just try it. I tell you the moves, but okay, it's for you probably hard to find the moves, right? But if the queen, for example, if you place now like knight f5, yeah, the knight jumps up to your knight. It's like this square. Maybe you can fight a knight f5.
So what?
Do you
My
see the
knight
square?
is moving to f5.
No, his knight.
Yeah, I
Because
was
his
gonna
move
say.
is now. So now we try to thinking in at once, right? So if we're gonna play knight f5, your queen is attacked, right? Because when the knight is there, he's hitting your queen, and then your queen would go to b2, taking the pawn on b2 because it's not protected,
Ah,
and it's check. It's like check, and also attacking the rook on a1.
he's protecting
And
b2 now, isn't he?
yeah, but b2 is not protected, right? By him.
From my queen, the knight, the castle's just moved to the left now.
What did he do? He played already?
He moved the top right castle to the left.
Now you can't go queen b2. Yeah, that's true. That's why he did it probably, rook b1, because he wants to prevent queen takes b2.
I could just move my knight on f6 to e4, unless I'm not paying attention to anything else. If I went there, then he's...
But that wouldn't be that good, because then the queen captures on e4, your knight.
Catches that.
And it's protected. Because this is also kind of tricky, because if you take them with the queen, the bishop is not anymore pinned, so he can take back. Yeah.
So I may as well castle now, mightn't I?
Yeah, this is the best. By far the best move. Because also you're bringing the king into safety and attacking in the same way, same time.
Yeah.
And now it's very hard for him to protect d3, right?
Yep.
His bishop is kind of stuck there.
Yeah, I think he's running out of ideas now.
Yeah, it's very hard now for him. I think he needs to play like maybe queen e3 or anyway knight f5, whatever. Because he needs to, yeah, he's gonna lose bishop on d3, but he needs to fight in the endgame or something like this. Play like queen e3, trading queens, going to some endgame. I think it's the only way. Because there's like queen d3 or knight takes d3 threatening, so what can he really do about it?
Yeah, if you can if your opponent's got like a bit of an advantage, if you can sort of trade queens, then at least it takes out the
usually
biggest
it's
threat.
not. Yeah. Usually it's not the best idea if you have like less material to trade the queens. But in this case, it's better than to get checkbaited because his king is really like in the center here, so you can't prevent it.
So I got quite a few options here. I could move the queen up, sacrifice it, but then I can just take his queen with my knight or my castle.
Yeah,
So
that's like a trade, yeah. Like,
forcing. I'm gonna try it then, but I don't
because
know.
you trade like queen against bishop and queen, right? So it's like
Yeah, so my queen against his bishop, then he's going to take my queen, and then I'm going to take his queen with my knight, probably.
Exactly, yeah.
I'll try it. Don't like sacrificing the queen, really, but I don't see
it's not like a sacrifice, but it's like a trade, right?
Yeah.
But it's the best you can do. Because now, I think also down, you see like under your name, there's written like +3 for you, right? That means that you're like +3 points. Do you see this under your?
I see +3, yeah.
Yeah, you're like +3 points. It means like +3 pawns because you're like a piece up. That's the reason.
I'm just going to move my knight, I think, from f6 to e4. I'd lose my knight if he...
Yeah, exactly. You saw it immediately. Very good. That's not so easy. But yeah, he's attacking your knight because it's like double attacked, right?
So then my knight can just move to some boring position backwards or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best you can do. Yeah. Attacking e4, so...
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, sometimes it's sad to move back, but sometimes, yeah, like I said, it's best. Because you're also attacking e4 now, but he can protect it with f3, so usually it's always the best for him if he protect like pawns with pawns, because then usually not pieces cannot really take it, because then it might be a terrible trade for them. So f3 is basically the only move here. Yeah, I forgot to.
Can you imagine having to think this much? Obviously, you have to do it because you you do the Grandmaster. It's just I'm just doing this on like a casual basis, and it's just I'm having to think about so many consequences.
Yeah.
Move. Well, I think I can attack and still be safe. I mean, he can take my pawn with that knight, but I don't really see the massive threat for him doing eventually threatening my. Where to go? So I was just thinking if I move, I'm running out of time.
Yeah,
so
just think about it. I won't help you this time.
No, that's okay. So I just got a D.
Let's see how you're doing.
Threatens that, and then that protects that. Goes there. He can't do anything there, but then that's not protected. Ah. Screw it. I might just lose that knight. I'm just gonna keep attacking. No, I don't know.
So what happened there?
Yeah,
I think nothing. Yeah, I mean you can do basically. Yeah, I think that's a good move. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I think that's a pretty good move. I mean, it can take your pawn, but then you have like a nice pin, or like, yeah. Let's see what he's doing. Let's see.
I could have moved H8 to E8 maybe, because then that's eventually going to threaten the king when things get removed.
Yeah, exactly. Very strong. You saw it. Yeah, that's the point, because if he plays like 95, you're gonna play rook h8, and if he goes then somewhere with the knight, then you have like a attacking with the e4 knight. You can basically go wherever you like, and it's always a check. Yeah. Is it called discovery to attack? Something like this. I think so. It's very strong. It's kind of somewhat. I mean, I think you should anyway try it, but let's see. I mean, if you trade like rooks, it's very good for you, because you're just gonna take back with your rook, and actually you just won this the d file, right? Because if you exchange them, just gonna bring your h rook to the d file, and you just won the fight over the d file. So it's not really.
All right.
It's not really a big deal for him, let's say.
So the best he can do with that rook at the moment is take another pawn. Whereas if I move there, then that king moves there. That doesn't really solve anything either. That's the thing. Like a lot of the time, you think of these moves, but it's not really solving that much of a problem.
Yeah.
Because that for that, but then that to that. I don't know. I think I might just H8 to E8. It's a bit late now, it feels, but.
He played at 95. Now you can go for it. See? Yeah, it's a very good move. Because if he moves like the knight, you have a terrible fork, let's say. I mean, he get really screwed then. It's like a triple attack, something like this. But let's gonna see what he's doing. Because like double check is really very strong here. I mean, double check might be, because if he plays like a knight somewhere, then you have like a double check, which is very nasty for him.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
thank you very much
expecting
for the
that.
subs, man. Thank you very much. Who was that? It was anonym. Some gifted subs from whatever. Thank you very much. I suppose it was Holger. So thank you very much, Holger. It's very much appreciated. But we cannot be sure. So I don't know. But thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. So f4, he played f4, which is a good move because now can't have this kind of attack with the knight to check him. So knight on e5 is kind of stable.
I don't know, I'm getting a bit crazy trying to go to d2 with my castle. But
yeah, but then he's gonna take, right? It's because he's like, it's covered like 2 times by him.
Don't know when to start moving my pawns up on the right-hand side or not. Hang on a second. Let me protect the pawn that knight's going to move to. Maybe with e8 to e7.
I mean,
or
you
d.
would like to get rid of the knight on e5. The knight on e5 is really annoying. So,
I don't see an easy way to get rid of it though. Oh well, I suppose
it's not that easy. Yeah,
I could
yeah,
sacrifice.
if you sacrifice, yeah, that's not what you really want. That's true. Because it would be a bad trade for us. But how can we exchange it? Maybe kind of.
Genuinely not sure. I'm just gonna have to go for
Kind of,
it.
you need to attack it. We could say you need to attack it. Yeah. How can you attack it? I mean, you can counter-attack with the pawn. You can't attack it with the rook. So it has to be a knight, right? There's no other.
Right.
Try to find. Yeah. Try to find how to attack the knight with the knight. I think that's anyway the best move.
So the knight is the horse, is it, or is it the castle?
Yeah, it's a horse. Yeah, it's a horse. Yeah.
Attack the knight with the
knight. It's funny
knight.
because one of my friends, he always say horse, and at some point I also start to say horse. It's really funny, but yeah, the horse kind of, yeah. Yeah, that's basically not an attack, but it's also a good move, kind of. But you could have played like knight e7. This would be the best move to attack the knight on e5, the horse on e5, yeah. Do you see knight e7?
I see d7. So knight to my black knight on the left to d7.
Black knight. Yeah, exactly. Because if you go there, you're just gonna take threatening taking him. Yeah, I mean threatening take his knight. But okay, now it doesn't matter. Maybe too much. Maybe it's still a good move, but yeah, play what you like. I mean, you're still material-wise 3 pawns up, so looks pretty good. Yeah, knight e7 is a good move because knight on e5 is really annoying. And if you can exchange it, it's good. And if he doesn't want to exchange, he needs to move back, yeah? So you can basically treat him back with attacking him, right? Because you're material-wise up, so there's some problems with it. So it's kind of in trouble here. I mean, if you're the stronger side, it's always nice to ask for some tradings, and then usually they have to move back because they don't want to trade. But now you have good control over knight on e5 because f7 you protect it with your knight on d6. It's very, very important because otherwise you just take on f7 with the knight, yeah. But you covered it with your knight on d6. So it's always about attacking and defending, attacking, defending, yeah. So that's what we basically did before, just with less pieces.
Just going a bit fast because I'm aware of the time. All right, so protect that.
Ah, yeah, you did good, yeah. You took the pawn and then you just protected now your rook. It's very good. Still 3 minutes is still a lot because we get like 10 seconds per move, so you still have enough time basically. but rook e4 is also a pretty good move. Now maybe you can double the rooks here to get protected each other, but or maybe not. I see it's a mistake because of a pin.
Good move. Yeah,
because if you move like rook d8, you can't take your knight. So he's threatening to take your knight because your rook is not protected on e4. So some tactics here. So the best would be probably to move the rook on e4.
Too late for that.
Okay, he didn't see it here. Yeah, let's just go ahead. Just go ahead.
So that, to that, to that.
Yeah, now he has some tactics here. But let's see if he gonna see it. I mean, rook h8 looks like a good move, but in fact, it's not that good. But let's see. Yeah, he saw it.
Yeah.
Because now you can't take the pawn because of the pin. Yeah, the pawn on c7 is pinned.
I'm just going to go. I mean, he can't do too much there anyway.
Because now your rook on e4 is under attack, so you should move that one. Just attacking, maybe attack his pawns with your rook.
Yeah.
Try to do that. It's the best you can do. I mean, it's still equal now. It's around equal. No, not anymore. Now you lost the rook. But okay, happens.
If I go like that, I'll just take everything.
Yeah, I'll take it here.
Oh my.
Yeah, take it. It's good. That's really good.
I don't know whether to just take that other pawn or just push this back to force the king to move. But if I'm forced the king to move...
Yeah, you need to push a pawn now. It's very important. Otherwise, you get checkmated. The b pawn, for example, you need to push now because rook f8 is threatening back rank mate.
What, push my pawn? Oh, yes, gives my king more space to move.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because now your king is stuck. That's what we had before. Yeah, b6 very good move because now your king gets out, right? You can just move like king b7 here. That's very important because otherwise, yeah, your king is stuck.
So if I go like this, he's got to move the king. And then I can just take that pawn after he's moved the king.
Yeah, that's a good move. Now you can just capture the pawn here, right? That's very good. So it's very nice. It's a funny ending now. Maybe let's get over the king here. Otherwise he goes king c6, which is pretty nasty here for you. So let's prevent king c6 maybe. But it's an interesting position now. Like a deep ending with rook and three pawns against two rooks.
What?
It will be fun.
Wait, c6.
It will be fun here.
Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing now. I've got 2 minutes left, so I'm just gonna play the ball. Right, that goes there. He can't take that. Oh, okay. I was like sure 100% that was checkmate on that. I just thought, well, at least it's protected by the pawn.
Ah, you checkmated him. Wow. What the hell? Very strong, man. And I didn't yet say it.
I made it a bit harder for myself at some points there.
It looks really nice, yeah.
So conscious of the time. It's easy at first because you got a lot of it, and then you realize you just can't spend so much time to think about everything.
I mean, you still have a lot of time left. 2 minutes is a lot, to be fair. Some games are played in 2 minutes, so it's still enough. But okay, for you it's maybe not too much. But you have like 10 seconds per move, so you get every time. So you shouldn't lose on time. But this was a nice mate in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah,
took him down.
It's very nice. Awesome.
Was Patrick a good sport? Yes, he was. Say good game.
He said good game.
No, I
Yeah.
ended up clicking on the thing that said "say good game,"
Good. Ah, you clicked, yeah.
but
So GG,
I'll
yeah.
say
I can
wrecked
even.
noob.
Right, yeah. Do you see that I wrote also?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see that. I'm
That
almost
was nice.
tempted to type like large capitals "lol
No.
noob."
Yeah, this was a nice finish in the end, to be fair.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it was fun.